Ever looked around at your life and felt a quiet sense of disappointment? A guitar gathering dust in the corner, a half-built website frozen in code, a set of baking pans used once, a sudden, burning desire to learn a new language or a martial art. That feeling that follows. We know it. A specific kind of shame. The world has a label for it. Dabbler. Scatterbrained. Unfocused. They tell you to find your one thing. To specialize. To drill down deep. And when you can't, you feel like an imposter, adrift in a sea of half-starts. You've heard that phrase. Jack of all trades, master of none. You've used it to criticize yourself. But you're missing the full, original quote. A jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one. What if this feeling isn't a flaw? What if it's the signal of a highly adaptive, intelligent mind? Shift to direct, engaging address. If this hits home, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. And if you love exploring the psychology behind who we are, my newsletter, link below, dives deeper into this every week. To understand your anxiety, we have to see the story we've been told. For generations, we lived in a predictable world. It was like chess or golf, a kind environment. The rules were stable. If you mastered one skill, you won. Dig one deep, narrow hole, and you'd find success. But you don't live in that world anymore. Your intuition already knows. We now live in a wicked environment. The rules shift overnight. Industries appear and vanish. In this world, the hyper-specialist is fragile. If their one skill becomes obsolete, they have nowhere to turn. And so you drift. One year, you're immersed in woodworking and home repair. The next, you're studying nutrition, poetry, or sound design. To others, it looks chaotic. They might call you indecisive. But you're not just drifting. You're gathering data points from wildly different fields. And this is where something remarkable happens. Psychology calls this far transfer. A specialist uses near transfer, solving familiar problems with familiar tools. You practice far transfer, taking an idea from one domain and applying it to a completely unrelated one. Imagine a graphic designer who was once a bartender and a gardener. On paper, those have nothing to do with design. But that experience taught them about human interaction, patience, and organic growth cycles in a way a designer who only ever stared at a screen could never grasp. They aren't just making visuals. They're cultivating an experience. That is far transfer. That is where innovation is born. You feel like an imposter because you're not the best at any single thing. But you're missing your real value. It's not in your depth alone. It's in your synthesis. Now, knowing your curiosity is a superpower is a relief. But it doesn't solve the daily reality, the burnout, the feeling of being behind. You see peers becoming experts in one field, while you feel stuck at the starting line because you keep switching lanes. This happens because you misunderstand your own potential. You're not T-shaped, broad with one deep specialty. You are M-shaped. An M-shaped person builds multiple pillars of depth, connected by a bridge of curiosity. But here's the crucial part. You cannot build all pillars at once. Trying to master data analytics, write a screenplay, and launch a startup in the same season is a recipe for collapse. Those who thrive with this mindset practice serial mastery. They see life in seasons. Your 20s might be the season of music and travel. Your 30s, a season of building a business or learning a trade. You didn't quit music. You completed that chapter of construction. I remember a man in his 50s who made peace with this. He couldn't choose between tech and art. So he didn't. He let his tech skills be the pillar that paid the bills, while music, writing, and game design became his other pillars, cultivated on evenings and weekends. He said no to promotions that would demand 60-hour weeks. He protected his creative energy. He didn't force everything to merge at once. He let the pillars grow, season by season. And eventually, they fused into his own unique creative projects. That is the M-shaped mind in action. There's one final, powerful trait you have, a concept from biology called redundancy. In nature, redundancy is a strength. Spare systems ensure survival. Your diverse interests are your redundancy. If you're only a specialist accountant and automation changes your field, you're vulnerable. But if you're an accountant who also understands digital marketing, basic carpentry, and can teach yoga, you are anti-fragile. You have not been wasting time. You've been building a safety net of skills that ensures no matter how the world shifts, you have a path forward. So stop apologizing for your so-called graveyard of hobbies. Those weren't failures. They were semesters in the university of you. You were never meant to be just one thing. You were built to be the bridge between worlds that others don't even see. If you're ready to embrace your M-shaped future, drop in the comments to show you're putting the pieces together. And if you want a deeper guide on how to structure your seasons of growth and build your unique cognitive architecture, subscribe and join our newsletter community. The link is waiting for you in the description. Your chaos isn't a curse. It's your strategy. Now go build.